What is up, guys? MSD here, back with another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. The GrandMaster solo series is going strong, and in this edition, I really wanted to get it done with a meme tier champion, and I did exactly that. Civil Warrior has earned his spot in the GrandMaster Solo Hall of Fame. He did it, guys. Civil Warrior. This solo right here, along with other solos that have been done by Suida, prove that any champion can do this fight as long as you get decent crit RNG in the second phase. Any champion can do this fight and completely skip the DOT phase without having to worry about it. So, once again, keeping very consistent with getting hit at the first part of the fight and not getting hit really at all in the rest of the fight. So, I'm keeping that consistent, but, it's alright. I only take 1 or 2 hits, and for at least half my solos, I don't take any hits in the first phase, but it's totally fine, because I play the first phase in a rushed fashion, so I kind of deserve those hits, but whatever. Totally fine. But we have all the tactics banned now, and we just need him to launch that special one, and he does. I'm at 81% health. I'm feeling good. Complete the special one mission, and we go in to get him down. Civil Warrior's heavy is dealing 6%, so I just go for 4 straight heavies, and there we go, get him down to 80. Civil Warrior is another one of those champions that can chain heavy in the corner, very viable for kind of relaxing in this fight and getting a breather, getting control, understanding what phase you're in, getting prepared for what to do. So we're going to keep heavy chaining until we get him almost to a special one, complete that whiff challenge, and now we're going to get him to a special one. So the only real problem I had with Civil Warrior in this fight is the reaction time of his special one is very odd, because at certain points, or at least at one point in this fight, I throw a special one and then GrandMaster just starts to hit me because my recovery time on the special one was off for some reason. It was gimped. I don't quite understand why. It seems like it's a fine special one, but I think the ability to interrupt it gives it that kind of weakness, that kind of vulnerability in terms of retaliating correctly with the special one. So yeah, as you'll see in one of these wounded phases, or right before one of these wounded phases, he'll get in a few hits on me because my special one recovery time did not allow me a window for retaliation. So that's a little odd, it's a little strange, but it's alright. Got the one shot. Civil Warrior, he lives to fight another day. So unfortunately we cannot complete the inflicted DOT mission in this phase, but that doesn't matter. We get the final mission complete, which was ironically completed DOT, or applied DOT, excuse me. And we get in some decent damage, 13%, not bad, but not exactly what you want to see for your first wounded phase. But as long as you can get the second phase done in 4 wounded phases, you're fine. Because if you have to push him to a 5th, chances are you're going to die if you cannot inflict DOT, but you never know. It could be the last mission. You could get really lucky. This fight, that's really the only RNG factor on this fight, is the order of the missions, and, that's basically it. Just the order of the missions. If you have the ability to complete all the missions, then you're fine. If you get screwed in the order of the missions, or if in the 3rd phase he repeats a lot of the missions, you could get cornered. For example, the perform well-timed block mission, if you get a lot of those back-to-back, that can push you to your side of the screen very quickly, which destroys the spacing of the fight, which gives the GrandMaster an advantage and puts you in a blatant place of disadvantage during that window. So you really have to be careful with, what prompt he throws at you. You have to be prepared for it, so you should always try to pin the Grandmaster against his corner. You really shouldn't be a backboard brawler. It's not going to help you out. You really just need to make sure he's in his corner, he's playing ball, and you get him out of these wounded phases as quickly as possible. So right there, I came out of the special one, and my retaliation time was not quick enough with a medium to counter the Grandmaster, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Lost a little bit of health there that I could have salvaged for future instances during this solo, but I digress. We got the solo nonetheless, and we move on. So we're coming up on the third wounded phase here. Just completed that intercept mission, I believe it was. It was either intercept or land a critical hit. I'm not too sure. I wasn't paying that close attention watching this back, but it was one of the two. And now I have to whiff an attack, so usually I just dash back, throw out a light. That one can trip you up if he's not willing to throw a special one, because you can't risk going back and throwing a light because he might throw a special one. So the perfect kind of phase for whiff and attack is he throws a special one, he's about to enter a new challenge, and then you let the light attack loose. So that's really my criteria for the perfect special one phase when whiff and attack is the current mission. But we've got land a critical hit as the final one for wounded stage part 3, and we nail that intercept, and we're going ham right now. We're trying to get him down to below 30, and I almost get there with Civil Warrior, bring him down to 32%, but unfortunately I have to go through one whole wounded phase again, which just takes a lot of time out of this matchup, but it's okay because I don't really need to worry about getting too many tokens, because I know this wounded phase will push him to 30% and below. So I've got the inflicted DOT mission, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. I just need to survive at this point. So he throws the special one, really good timing. He was pretty loose with it in this fight. I was very happy with the results of this one. He was very willing to throw it in this matchup, so that definitely helped me. But coming to this point, I really thought I was going to push him out of the 30% phase after I went through that entire challenge loop, but fortunately that's not how it turned out, and I was able to get in a heavy attack and bring him down below 30 while he was actually in his wounded stage. So we nailed a few backdraft intercepts there. Well, not real backdrafts, but semi-backdrafts. We complete yet another special one mission. We're at 4 tokens of blunder, so I can't really mess around anymore. I have to complete this last mission perfectly. Throw the special one and I get the early dex, but it still counts. We complete yet another mission, and I know this last one's going to be whiff and attack, so I do so, and the medium takes him down. So I start to heavy chain again, give myself a little breather, prepare myself for what's going to happen in this phase, kind of get ready for it, and we're just gonna go ham until the first prompt is challenged. I'm giving myself a little bit more time to waste here, kind of preparing for the first challenge, but there it was. First challenge was stand still. I have triggered more armors to tank more block damage. He throws the special one at perfect time, gives me just enough time and enough room to go back in, finish with a full 5, and launch off yet another special one to convert more armor. The goal was to get at least 2 passive armors before I got him down to this phase, but unfortunately that's not what happened. But that's totally fine. Doesn't really matter because we got the fight down anyway. We got strike your block, and we complete that pretty fast, and he's very willing to throw a special one after that, which is usually how the AI interacts with the strike your block mission. If you pin him against the wall, he's usually very willing to throw it after that mission has been complete. But the final mission is perform 3 well-timed blocks. Luckily, he did dash back quite a few times, so that allowed me to manage my spacing a little bit more, and I get off a special 3 in the wounded phase. This special 3 brings him down to, I believe, 19%, maybe 18? No, not even, 20%. So, yeah, that special 3 was pretty weak. So, But right there, the classic Grandmaster move. You think you're out of inverted, but you're not, and he attacks you. And then, man just decides to throw the special 2, but that's fine, because Civil Warrior tanked it like a boss, so he doesn't even care. Civil Warrior is here to avenge himself and avenge the war between him and his alternate universe Tony Stark. He has to make up for his past sins, and that's what he's doing in this matchup. We got Strike Your Block yet again. That is 2 consecutive Strike Your Block missions. Very interesting to see the same missions repeated multiple times with the same number of required prompts to finish. You usually don't see that. You usually see a mix. Sometimes you'll get the same mission, but usually it will not be consecutive. But there was one solo where I did get dash back 5 times, and that was the only prompt I had to complete. Speaking of dash back, here is dash back 5 times. So I'm seeing that the inverted control counter is just about to turn, so I get the wounded phase finished, and I try and push him to 1%, but unfortunately I don't get there. I throw off yet another special 3 while he's wounded. This special 3 does deal 5% of his health and brings him down to 3%. I'm waiting for Grandmaster to throw that special 1, and I anticipate him throwing it before inverted controls triggers, and he does, so I'm able to get the inverted control timer just at the right time. I nail an inverted control intercept and then finish the Strike Your Block mission. He gets yet another Strike Your Block mission, which was interesting. Again, you usually do not see missions being in the same order with the same number of required prompts. Kind of rare, but it still happens, so just gotta, kind of deal with it. It's a little interesting, it's a little atypical, but hey. But here is the second special 2 that I tank in this fight. I didn't actually lose that much health in that instant, but of course the next prompt has to be perform 3 well-timed blocks. Kind of ruins the spacing a little bit, but I nail an intercept up front. The final mission was knock me down, and I get him to the 1% phase. So I trigger that Heimdall regen just for a little bit of safety. In all honesty, I didn't really need it because I didn't get hit, so it didn't do anything to the solo. It just gave me an extra cushion of safety, but that health was not used up at all. I nail every single one of these intercepts. I don't go for any triple lights because the Civil Warrior's light is not as long as other champions, and I get the Civil Warrior one shot. Thank you all so much for watching this Civil Warrior solo of the Grandmaster, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.